Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Mondello Park for day 2 of round 3 of the Infinite Energy ICCR. Wonderful sunshine here. We're harvesting solar energy at Mondello Park. You can probably see behind me we've got solar panels fitted to the top of the corporate suites. The entire top of the Mondello Park Museum also has solar panels from Infinite Energy, and we've got glorious sunshine today at the moment. Yesterday, probably 4 or 5 different seasons in one day, so difficult conditions for everybody, difficult to predict. But at the moment, as we said, sun is shining. We did have a little bit of rain in qualifying, and some of the grids as a result will be a little bit interesting. We've got loads of action here today. We've got Fiesta Zetecs, we've got Fiesta STs, say it's Supercups, Irish touring cars, Boss Ireland, and of course the legends who are on their warm-up lap now and about to go racing, little motorbike engine machines. They're going to do 3 races today, and they gave us great entertainment yesterday. I don't expect that to be any different today. We're streaming with See It Live all day, Martin and the crew in the truck below us there, and we've got a couple of new tricks. They're always trying new things, so we're going to have some more live on board. We tested that at the last meeting, worked out very well, and possibly a camera facing backwards live in one of the cars that's starting at the front of the grids as well. More about that later on, but stay tuned because you're in for an afternoon of superb racing here at Mondello Park at the Infinite Energy ICCR. So it's just a couple of steps for me to step back into the commentary box in the balcony, which is lucky because the legends are coming down to start, and it's Derek Hogan who's going to lead them away in the pink machine, the Pink Panther. And Hogan does lead them away. It's a great start. And down he goes, massive enthusiast Derek Hogan, loves his racing. He's been racing for many years now. He did Globals and Fiats before that. And he hangs on to it. He goes in nice and deep on the brakes, drives the car right to the outside, and Hogan still leads as they go through Campion Corner. Here they come down into the S's now. Hogan just dropping back slightly. That's Willie Lawrence who's taken the lead. Willie had a win here yesterday, going nicely in the blue car, right out to the curb on the way up the hill. We're on the full international circuit today at Mondello Park. The racers only get 1 or 2 chances a year to race on it. They absolutely love it. It's great to be streaming because from a spectator point of view, they go out of our view for quite a while, but not when See It Live are here. But thanks to the Beacon Hospital, we're covering all the action live, and the legends all stream through. That's Dennis Og Lambert, a newcomer in that beautifully turned out blue car. We did have Jonathan Files on the grid yesterday, but he had a bit of a shunt to just tangled with somebody and ended up in the pit wall, so I don't see his car out there. I do see Michael Barrable, watch out for him, well known to us from this stream. Of course, he's the Fiesta Zetecs champion and has won a lot of stuff over the years. And that's him flicking out from behind, is it Hogan? He's side by side. No, he's not got up to Derek Hogan yet. Derek Hogan's still running nicely in 4th. There's Hogan with 99 all over him. Scott Jackson and Barrable now closing them down on the brakes. And Barrable has, I think that's Evan Curran right behind him and having a look down the inside. Great racing as ever from these legends. Anyone that drives them absolutely loves them. Most of the cars prepared by Paul O'Brien, POB Racing. Here they come up to the final corner now, Southside Motor Factors. Good and late in the brakes, and their leaders made a bit of a break on that lap. Massive battle for 4th place there, 6 or 7 cars in it. So just 6 minutes to run this one. 5 minutes 52. They do short races, but they do 3 races. Every other class does 2. So Willie Lawrence leaving for Sylvie Bartlett, who's a rookie in this class. He's going beautifully. That's the kind of van-bodied car in 2nd place. Sylvie known to us from Formula V and did a few races in Fiesta STs and went very well, but had a go in a Legend at the end of last year and got hooked. So the ST was sold and the Legend was purchased. Lee Malone in 3rd, Derek Hogan still going nicely in 4th place. Scott Jackson, 99, is ahead of Michael Barrable, Evan Curran, Richard Spence, Seamus Ryan and Dennis Og Lambert. Here's Willie Lawrence now. The gap just being balanced. Bartlett in back of place. That's Malone has got ahead of him. Both of the cars just searching for grip on the outside of that Lola corner, really fast corner, and it's a crucial corner on the international circuit because it dictates your speed all the way down this long straight and into 7A and B, the 2 right-handers. And in fact, the leader being closed down just a little bit now. First 3 have definitely made a break. That's Lee Malone up to second place now. Scott Jackson. Barrable still fighting off Evan Curran. In fact, Curran down the inside of Michael Barrable. You're doing well to get by him. Slices down the inside into the long left-hander. Carries the speed through and doesn't have to defend on the way out. Barrable hooked onto the back of him now, and they both got past Derek Hogan at some stage. But I think we're going to have a battle for the lead in this one. Certainly the gap was 7/10 last time. It's not 7/10 now. In fact, they're side by side on the run to the line. And I think Willie Lawrence is going to lose the lead here. Yeah, Malone showing in the lead as they went by us, and he has the inside line. But Willie Lawrence is late on the brakes. Can't quite get it done though, just tucks in behind him. 25 Sylvie Bartlett's not out of this one just yet. Then it's Scott Jackson. Then Evan Curran, who has got ahead of Michael Barrable, and Derek Hogan has come back up onto the back of Barrable's bumper in that one. So good battle there too between Curran, Barrable, Hogan and Seamus Ryan. Leaders out at turn 3 now. 3.5 minutes to go. In fact, Malone getting right into the apex there and getting a better run on the way out. Got himself a length or two on the run back down towards us in the main arena. The long left-hander now, and then right out onto the curbs on the exit, just clipping that white line. Scott Jackson actually using plenty of curb. Always a sign that a driver's trying very hard. Around Lola corner, long right-hander again. Always a number of different lines in this one, especially when it gets a bit greasy. Different theories as to whether staying tight is good to let the car run out wide. So Willie Lawrence wants his lead back. He's looking very racy here. Gets down the outside on the brakes, almost gets alongside, and then tucks back in behind Lee Malone. So it's Malone, Lawrence and Bartlett now. Sylvie Bartlett looking a little bit like a danger man here. He's moving around behind both of them, and he could fill that gap very easily, and he does, and there's contact. I don't think it was malicious from either of them. They're just going for the same piece of tarmac. There was certainly a gap there when Bartlett stuck the nose in. So that's a shame. It's dropped him well back. They'll be starting their last lap, I think, when they come around this time. And it's a big lead now for Malone. Willie Lawrence still in second place. It's all changed though, because Evan Curran is up to third place. There they are up at the final corner. Curran having to defend now from Scott Jackson. Then it's Barrable. Curran made up a lot of places there. Good lap for him. Up to third place now. He's a rookie as well. Beautifully turned out car. He's down the inside, 99. That's Scott Jackson and Curran having a real go. Jackson had got ahead, but Curran got back down the inside of the brakes into turn 1. Turn 1 about to be renamed at Mondello Park in the coming weeks. Almost a household name in motorsport, and a name that would have sponsored a corner historically many years back here at Mondello. Somebody going very sideways there. Michael Barrable, I think that was. Armful of opposite lock. Unusual for that in a legend out of turn 3. I wonder, is he running a wet setup? Did he think it was going to rain? Certainly the car doesn't look that comfortable. Big long opposite lap slide down there. Fastest lap is to Malone last time around, a 57.9. Just a minute on the clock, so this probably is their final lap. It's just a locked wheel there from Evan Curran as he tries to close in on Willie Lawrence. I think he's more concerned about right behind him, 99 Scott Jackson. Those three absolutely together. The leaders got away on this, the final lap. 34 seconds on the clock. I don't think they're going to make it to the line in 34 seconds. So this should be it. Through Bahrain's Benz, named after Martin Bahrain, who built this extension, bought the circuit in the mid-80s, built this extension, built the tower, the corporate suites, the garages, invested a lot of money in Mondello Park. And through the left-hander paddock corner, or Nordic Spirit corner as it is now, right up over that inside curb. Hogan doing the same. Almost getting up onto two wheels. Curran going defensive there. A lot of smoke. Is that it? That's actually looks like engine smoke on the overrun. And the checkered flag is prepared. And taking the checkered flag is Lee Malone. A great win for him. Drove really well. Willie Lawrence in second. Evan Curran, what a drive. The rookie for third place and first rookie. Then Scott Jackson, Seamus Ryan, Michael Barrable, Derek Hogan in the Pink Panther. Sylvie Bartlett, unfortunately, but we'll see more of him later on. He was going so well there, number 25. And then Richard Spence and Dennis Ogue Lambert, there they are together crossing the line. So great stuff to open the Infinite Energy ICCR Sunday coverage at Mondello Park. And in just a few minutes now, we'll be going racing with the first tin top class of the day, the Siltec Safety Fiesta Zetecs Championship. Again, the biggest grid of the day, of course. So there's your results. Lee Malone takes the win from Willie Lawrence, Evan Curran, Scott Jackson, Seamus Ryan, Michael Barrable, Derek Hogan, Sylvie Bartlett, Richard Spence and Dennis Oak Lambert. Top rookie, Evan Curran. So great stuff. So the Legends coming back into the paddock now, into Parc Fermé. So before the Zetecs leave and do their warm-up lap, we'll just have a quick commercial break. In his prized possession, we gave him this as a present at the last race meeting. It's a Fiesta Zetec van, absolutely mint condition, 1999, with 20,000 miles on the clock. And he's got the flashing lights on the roof, and he's signed on. He's going to lead them around on the formation lap, fully done up in Siltec Safety colours. So Siltec Safety, the West Dublin company, involved in safety wear, branded clothing, rainwear, all that sort of stuff. They supply all that stuff to Mondello Park. And in fact, through a new initiative that we have here at Mondello Park, Keep It in the Paddock, a lot of companies are networking and doing business with each other, and Neil is happy to be getting a lot of business from the motor racing community. In fact, most of the team wear that you see in the paddock down there will have been supplied by Neil and Siltec Safety. So he leads the cars out onto the track. He'd be delighted with this. He's an ex-racer himself from many years back, but hugely enthusiastic supporter. He's a class coordinator practically as well, and he knows all the guys, going around with his clipboard checking for clean wheels and no marks, and he's got new door stickers if there are any marks in the cars. They're moving around now, trying to get a little bit of heat into these Nankang tyres. Changed to Nankangs a couple of years back, and they've actually been a big success. The cars are really quick, and the drivers weren't sure initially. Through Campion Corner now, named after John Campion. It's a long lap, this, on the international circuit, of course. So coming down towards Bridgestone Corner into the S's, Neil Murphy leading them out. Just look at the amount of cars they have. It's the biggest grid. It's been the biggest grid consistently for about 3 or 4 years. These cars, very accessible way of going motor racing. They're a basic car you'll buy for maybe €1,000 done deal or wherever you get your used cars, and you put in a roll cage, control springs, a KYB shock, which is it's not expensive at all. It's a standard Ford spec shock. but they're not dear at all. Controlled lowering springs, set of tyres, and then just your safety gear, and that's it. You're allowed to skim the head just a little bit. That's the only modification allowed. And the scrutineers, Anthony Hoy, and the guys who do the scrutiny are razor sharp. They've got forward scan tools, they've got control shocks, control wishbones, always working on the eligibility here. They use the speed trap on the main straight here at Mondello Park. The scrutineers have access to that. If they think anybody's going a little bit quickly, they'll haul the car in up onto the ramp and do all sorts of checks on it, which is brilliant, and it works really well. The cars are very, very closely matched, and you need to be really sharp. It's probably also one of the most competitive grids out there. They tend to be so close in qualifying. In fact, well, this morning was a little bit wet and it dried at the end. Sean McGovern put in an absolute flyer. Let's have a quick look at the grid as they're making their way down to 7A and B. So there you are, Sean McGovern on pole position, 2:13.732. It was still a little bit wet. That's a really quick lap time. And Dave Maguire alongside him, the two young guns on the front row. And I believe there was a little bit of elbowing going on between the two of them in qualifying. So good stuff. McGovern is on pole just by a tenth of a second on the final lap. Then it's Jason O'Connell, great driver, the rookie champion from last year, right on the pace. He took a win here at the last meeting. He'd be delighted to be right at the front again. And in fact, he was on pole initially when it was wet. It's fully dry out there now. Alan Dawson, who took a win here the next day, also on row 2. Then Peter Barrable, always at the front in whatever he drives. He'll be a little bit disappointed to be back on row 3, but I'd say he will appear before the race is out. Then William Kellett, former champion and championship leader. Then Mick Keogh, who's going so well this year in the Donegan Auto Services car. Andy Kavanagh in the Miles Plus car. James Byrne, the Dentmaster car, former rookie champion as well. Mark O'Donoghue, Mark Mulhern in the Mondello Park team building car. That's a car Mondello bought for all their staff to drive. Kelsey Kirby, she jumped right up in the closing stages of qualifying as well. Then Phil Lawless, another Mondello Park man. Sam Doyle, one of the rookies. Jordan Flanagan, also a rookie. We'll keep an eye on the rookies as the race goes on. Aidan Mulready, brand new name to us here, 2:17.986. Then Mark Daly, Toby Maguire, rookie championship leader and junior rallycross champion. Then it's David Bradley from Wexford Motor Club, Adam O'Mahony, another rookie, Michael Moynihan, brand new, Keith Lenihan in that beautifully presented Keith Lenihan Motors car. Then it's Alex McCann, Liv Corcoran. She's had a bit of driver training from Alex Denning during the week, and she's going a lot quicker than she had been previously. And at the back, Eduardo Gonzaga, who had problems and was doing a lap at just before the racing started to shake the car down, but he is on the grid, I'm almost sure. He is. That's our Brazilian driver. You expect him to come charging up through them. He's normally way further up, but he did have a problem in qualifying. They have rectified the problem. So we'll keep an eye on him. That's Liv Corcoran in the Corcoran's crash repair car there with the yellow Novice X on the back of it, just on the left-hand side of your screen. So who's it going to be? We're getting ready to go now with Siltech, Safety, Fiesta Zetecs, McGovern and Maguire, the two young guns on the front row. And away they go. And Maguire gets the nose ahead, only just. It's a drag race to the first corner. Great start from William Kellett from row 3, and he's having a look at Alan Dawson. Look at that grid of cars. They look fantastic heading down towards turn 1. McGovern hangs on, goes in late in the brakes and gets it done. Kellett trying to sit around the outside. Jason O'Connell has dropped back. He didn't get a great start there. So it is McGovern, Maguire, Dawson. Oh, contact there between Dawson and Kellett at Campion Corner. Kellett forced up onto the curb on the inside. On Liv Corcoran, spun cold rear tyres. She should be able to get going again. There's the leaders out at turn 3. Kellett right back up on the bumper of Dawson again. And it's O'Connell. And it's Peter Barrable. We would expect Peter Barrable to come forward. Then Mick Keogh. He's put so much effort in over the winter, Mick Keogh. His car is absolutely immaculate and he's going really well this year. So he's right in the mix too. Maguire looking like he wants to have a go. Doesn't he? Right out onto the curbs, a little bit of grass as well. McGovern sees him coming. He is so defensive on the way up the hill to Lola Corner. Maguire stays with him and then goes back to the outside. Dawson not too far away either. Up onto that inside curb, you saw that, taking a bite out of the curb. And look at Kellett getting up the inside of Dawson here. Kellett's got a good run on the way out and he's outfoxed Alan Dawson. He's got beside him. Dawson moves over to squeeze him, but there's nothing he can do. William Kellett's not going to back out of that one, and he's already up to 3rd place. The Kellett hasn't had a win, which is unusual for him. William Kellett, top driver from Kells and County Meath. He'll be expected to take a win here today. He's really the championship because he's always been up there in the top 3, but it's so competitive this year. 4 races and 4 different winners so far. McGovern is one of those winners and he'll be looking to be the first man to win 2 races, but I think Kellett might have other ideas. Kellett looking very racy. He's climbing all over the back of the JMC car. DMC down the inside of JMC. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Kellett backs out of it. Yeah, it looked like it was a legitimate move initially. Maguire turned in and got out of shape, and Kellett didn't push him around and didn't press the move at all, just backed out. It's cost him a little bit of time as a result. Andy Kavanagh's got ahead of Mick Keogh in the background. Andy Kavanagh in the Miles Plus car, and a lunge down the inside. Kellett's going to lose out to Jason O'Connell now at Southside Motor Factory's corner. That's a beautiful move by Jason O'Connell. These two are teammates with Kellett Motorsport. But Kellett sits around the outside, takes off the lock, and can he get the door shut as they go by? Yes, he can, just about, and he hangs on to that one. They've all gone by Alan Dawson now, so top four is McGovern, Maguire, Kellett and O'Connell. And it's Dawson, Kavanagh, Keogh, Peter Parable down a place, James Byrne, Mark O'Donoghue, Michael Graham, very welcome Northern Ireland visitor, Northern Ireland Fiesta champion as well. Great to have him back at Mondello Park. Phil Lawless going nicely, just ahead of Mark Mulhern. There's the Mondello Park battle for 12th and 13th place. Mark Mulhern in the Mondello team building car. It was looking a bit scruffy, and they did some late nights during the week and painted it and put wings on it and all sorts of stuff. Great job. Mondello bought that car for their staff to race, and the operations guys have raced it. The mechanics here at Mondello Park have raced it. It gives great entertainment. It was at rallycross, every discipline it can go in. But McGovern's beginning to get away. He's got fastest lap, obviously, because he led the first standing start lap, but he's really pushing hard here, and I think that attack from Kellett might have slowed Maguire just a little bit and allowed McGovern to get away. So it's McGovern, Maguire, Kellett, O'Connell, Dawson, Kavanagh, Keogh. Through that long right-hander, third gear in these cars. They're all going as wide as they can, try and stop the front tyres burning off the cars too early in the race. These cars run on a semi-slick tyre, like a track day tyre, so they get tortured for the whole race. They tend to go off a little bit towards the end of the race, so the top drivers are always careful to mind them and try not to get in too many battles early on. And Peter Parable dropping back, that's not a sentence I utter too often. So Peter Parable in a spot of bother here. Would have expected him to be winning today, or right up the front, and he's just, Mick Keogh is dropping him there. We'll see his lap time when he comes around, but there must be a problem for that car. And Kellett once again has caught Maguire. This time he goes high and wide, turns in for a late apex, trying to get a run on the way out, gets up onto that inside curb. Parable trying to hang on there. And it's James Byrne. James Byrne not in his normal car. It's Richie Byrne's car, I think. The former Richie Byrne's car. He's gone striker racing as they come out onto the main straight. And Michael Graham under a bit of pressure from Mulhern. So McGovern it is with a good gap. He crosses the line, 2:12.2. Oh, 2:11.9 for Kellett. We knew he had some pace. William Kellett going nicely, 2:11.9. So if he could get by Dave Maguire, but that is not easily done. Maguire is plenty quick. Right out over the curves, McGovern. We got some photos of him from Mark Quinlan doing that the last day. He tends to really grab this car by the neck and fire it around. A lot of people think that's the best way to get the last bit out of these ztechs. That's what he's doing again. He chucks it into the S's, lifts the inside rear wheel. McGovern driving beautifully here. He was 1.3 seconds to the good. It doesn't look anymore. Is Maguire slightly closer to him now? Possibly is. O'Connell beginning to hover around behind Kellett again. They're dropping Alan Dawson. Mark Mulhern in the Mondello car, I think, is ahead of Graham. Somebody off on the outside of the grass. It's Andy Kavanagh. Oh, lucky not to collect. Mick Keogh was well held by Andy. He kept it pinned, just a little bit of opposite lock, but at that speed, those cars can pendulum a little bit and just rocket across the track. So I think they were both lucky there, but good car control from Andy Kavanagh after the initial error. There's McGovern, Maguire, now Kellett again on the international loop. He's an instructor here at Mondello Park. He'd know the international loop very, very well, and he's already all over the back of the LOH Motorsport car, Dave Maguire. So the Kells Mafia now closing in on the two Dubliners in front. Dublin versus Meath at the front of the Fiesta Zetech class. Oh, McGovern gets right into the apex, really tidy there. The rest of them a little bit scrappy, but they are having a real go at each other in the middle of a battle. It's McGovern, Maguire, Kellett and O'Connell. Fastest lap to Kellett. We'll see if anyone breaks that this time round. That, in fact, is a new lap record. My record showed 2:12.1 for Keith Dawson in 2022. I was driving Alan Dawson's car. But that's just been broken by William Kellett. That is our 4th lap record of the weekend, so the track in tip-top form. So William Kellett 2:11.970. I'll wait for that to be confirmed by the timekeepers, but she's looking online there and showing us 2:12.19 for the previous lap record, so a couple of tenths quicker. Maguire was 3 tenths quicker than McGovern, 4 tenths quicker than McGovern last time around. In fact, he's off on the outside. That's going to slow him right down. Stays to the inside on the run to the S's because he'll know that Kellett might get a run on it, but Kellett had almost followed him out there. They come down into what's usually the S's on the national track. Bridgestone corner now, long left-hander. It leads out onto this long uphill stretch, 3rd gear in these little ZTech Fiestas. Kellett's got by. Oh, what's that? Is that a locked wheel from Cavan in the back? A lot of smoke. Kellett's got by, and that's wrong-footed Maguire, and O'Connell just breezes by as well. So now William Kellett's got a clear track in front in the DMC consultancy car. Let's see if he can close down McGovern. They're so closely matched, and it's a big gap. But let's see. Look at this. That's the rookies. Everybody else having a go. Mick McCardle in the Attic Conversions car right in there too. This is great stuff. That's Toby Maguire in the red car. Andy Kavanagh with a lot of smoke from the car. It looks like it's a bumper rubbing on a tyre or something. So we're not following that one at the minute, but there's definitely a lot of smoke in the background from that car of Andy Kavanagh's. Oh, he's a great shot of them all now coming up towards the final corner. And McGovern well ahead and looking good. Mick Keogh on his own. Maguire tries to get back down the inside of O'Connell, who covers that. There's Kavanagh now. The smoke appears to be gone, I think. No, he's heading for the pit lane. He's heading for the pit lane. So there's the leader going through now. There's Kellett. There's O'Connell. And Andy Kavanagh's peeled off and he's in the pit lane and he's smoking down the pit lane. There's still smoke coming off the car as we can see him coming down the pit lane. I don't know what the problem is there. Let's hope. There it is on the right-hand side. Great shot again from the final corner looking down there, but doesn't seem to have anyone there to help him. Or does he? Someone else coming over. But yeah, hopefully that's just a wheel rubbing on a bumper and we'll be able to get that sorted for race 2. And now Maguire trying to get by O'Connell. That slowed them down a little bit and allowed Dawson back up to them. O'Connell carries loads of speed in there and gets away by about a length from Maguire. And the gap was 1.8 seconds between Kellett and McGovern. But McGovern controlling it nicely. 5 minutes still to run in this one. He will become the first double winner of the 2024 Syntex Safety Fiesta Zetecs season. Kellett's definitely easing away from those cars behind. They are battling though, and I think Dave Maguire will have a huge lunge somewhere, maybe down into 7A and B. Lonely race now for Mick Keogh and Peter Barrable as they head up the hill. They're getting a great view of this battle in front though. Mark Mulhern in the Mondello car well inside the top 10 now. He's made great progress. Ex-motorbike racer. He's a technician here at Mondello Park. Works on all the Ferraris and Porsches and all the experience cars here at Mondello Park. Great team of guys we have in the workshop, and seems he can he works the steering wheel as well as he works the spanners. He's winning the slagging match with Phil Lawless. He's way ahead of Phil Lawless, so he's in 8th place, Mark Mulhern. That's James Byrne, former rookie champion. That's Mulhern there in the black car. We're just talking about him. The black car with the green Mondello decals on it. The car was painted in the workshop during the week, 71. He's holding off Michael Graham, who's the Northern Ireland Fiesta Zetecs champion. Sam Doyle behind him, another really quick rookie. Mulhern gets a great run at Byrne now as they come out of that long left-hand corner. So great battles all the way down the field. There's Mick Keogh, there's Barrable. And I think that group is next up, you know. It got away early there. Oh yeah, it is. And he's down the inside. Mulhern down the inside on the brakes into Southside Motor Factors corner. We're watching the leaders at Campion corner now as they stream through. There we go, there's Mulhern, has got ahead, and he's done it again on the brakes because Byrne got back alongside him. This is a cracking battle, side by side and almost door to door there on the way through Campion corner. So it's Mulhern leading that group. That's James Byrne. Then it's Michael Graham and Kelsey Kirby in the battle as well. It's all the Mondello crew. Kelsey's an instructor here at Mondello Park, but Sam Doyle gets a run at both of them on the inside. A great exit off the corner. Can he get across the bows of Kelsey here? She's not going to back out of it, but he does. That's good stuff from Sam Doyle. He's got both of them, but Graham has got in the vehicle screens car, has got back down the inside. Doyle a little bit wide. Kelsey Kirby coming back at him again, door to door on the way up the hill. That's a cracking Fiesta Zetecs scrap, it really is. You can see why they've dropped back from the leaders, because they're having such a go at each other. No clean laps there. Watch out too, just behind them for Aidan Mulready. He's a rookie, number 217, first ever race. He's a pilot. He's American. His dad was Irish, and he flies with Delta Airlines. And he was here testing yesterday. Didn't know which way the track went, and had never driven the Fiesta before. In fact, he wasn't overly comfortable with right-hand drive, but he was very quick. And that's him in the next group. He's in the mix as well. So great stuff. There's Mark O'Donoghue in there too. Phil Lawless in the middle of it. There's Gonzaga all the way from the back, and Keith Lenihan in that beautifully prepared Keith Lenihan Motors car. Really is a beautifully prepared car. Coming back up towards us. Great battles there all the way down the grid. Then it's Mark Daly and Mulready. They're interlocked, and they're second and third, the rookies. Gonzaga up another place ahead of that Siltex car of Phil Lawless. Phil Lawless is a former champion in this class. And nothing changing up front. They're all crossing the line there together. It's still McGovern, Kellett, Maguire, Dawson, but the battle seems to be midfield in this one. There's that car we spoke about just going through Nordic Spirit corner now. That's Aidan Mulready, and he's got ahead of Mark Daly. That's Daly behind him there in the Martini livery cars. Second and third in rookies. This is Toby Maguire on the outside, junior rallycross champion. He's late on the brakes, trying to get around the outside of Mick McCardle. They stay away from each other. That's proper motor racing, and side by side now down the straight. McCardle on the inside, Maguire on the outside. Maguire needs to get up to those guys in front of him. Looking straight across at Mick. How's it going, Mick? Not too bad. Heading going to the grandstand now, down towards turn one. Toby Maguire as late as he can be on the brakes, back of the car, almost getting moving around on him. Then Adam O'Mahony, beautifully turned out car as well. Adam O'Mahony going well. He got his first rookie podium here last time. He's fifth in the rookies at the minute, but he's not far from Toby, who's in fourth, as you can see. And it's still side by side. It's like half a lap. This is great stuff. You love to see them giving each other a little bit of racing room, but Toby's so committed right round the outside, dab of opposite lock. And does he get the door shut? He doesn't. Mick McCarthy's still up the inside. I think they're going to do a full lap side by side. Adam O'Mahony will have a piece of this action if he can get up there. He gets a run at the boat coming up the hill now and down towards the main arena one more time. So as you can see, the rookies every bit as competitive as the main race up front. And Toby finally gets the job done down into the S's, and McCardle is wrong-footed. That sends him a little bit wide. He carries the speed around the outside, but Adam O'Mahony's got a run at him. David Bradley from the Wexford Motor Club is about to join this battle as well. There's Kellett, there's Maguire, there's Dawson, so no real change there. Oh, we're missing O'Connell, are we? He's dropped back. He's still there, but he's in fifth place. He's dropped back somehow. Now Mick Keogh running in sixth now. That's crucial because Mick Keogh could start the next race from pole position. We reverse the top six. So what a cracking battle. There's that Mark O'Donoghue in the middle of that again. Here we go. Last lap, last corner. Great stuff from McGovern. Late on the brakes, gets it turned in. No mistakes, hard on the power, right out to the outside. He will be absolutely delighted with this. As look at that, he's celebrating already. Morgan Dempsey runs the car for him, and Jordan Dempsey. They've worked hard on this car and traced the problem. What a great job. William Kellett, sterling drive to second place. Dave Maguire in third. Dawson fourth. Jason O'Connell fifth, and that man there, Mick Keogh, will start on pole position for race two. Peter Barrowell would have loved to get that place from him, but he just didn't have the pace. Mick Keogh going to start from pole position for the first time in his ztech career. Look at Mark Mulhern, what a drive from him. The Mondello guys delighted with that battle. That's John Rock there, JR applauding him there as they go through. So Mark Mulhern in 8th place overall in his first ztech race. Great stuff. So they're still streaming across the line now. Great, that's fantastic. So I think, did everybody get to the finish? We're missing Andy Kavanagh, of course, and that the smoke coming from the front bumper. I'll try and do a little bit of research before race two and find out what the issue was there. And then Liv Corcoran, unfortunately, when the car went round on her down at turn one in the Corcoran's crash repair car, she didn't get going again. But hopefully that car will be back out for race two. But cracking race. Let's have a look at the results. There we go. Sean McGovern takes the win. Great drive from him. William Kellett charges the second. Dave Maguire, good haul of championship points for LOH Motorsport and JMC in third. Dawson in fourth. Jason O'Connell in fifth. And Mick Keogh gets sixth place and pole position for race two. Then it's Peter Barrable, Mark Mulhern. Fantastic drive from the Mondello man. Eighth place overall his first race. James Byrne and Michael Graham gets inside the top 10. The Northern Ireland Fiesta Zetecs champion starting to go very well, driving his dad, Derek's car. There's Sam Doyle, the rookie, Kelsey Kirby in the mix there. Gonzaga with a good charge. Started right at the back, then Mark O'Donoghue, Phil Lawless, Keith Lenihan, Aidan Mulready and Mark Daly. Great battle with Adam O'Mahony as well, and Michael McCardle in there too. The list goes on. Toby Maguire, David Bradley actually, then Toby Maguire, Michael Moynihan, Alex McCann, and then we didn't have finishers from Andy Kavanagh, Jordan Flanagan or Liv Corcoran, unfortunately. Let's hope those three cars can be fettled before the next race later on this afternoon here at Mondello Park. So as the Fiestas are getting their technical inspections in Park Ferme, we're getting ready to go with our next race, which will be the Monoposto Racing Club, the UK visitors. And we'll just have a quick commercial break before we go live on track with them.
left, onto the loop. Yeah, that's good. Good drive. Keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Rev it up, rev it up. Go, 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 go. One right, immediately followed by a 5 right. Keep it in, keep it in, keep it in. Come on, keep on, keep on, keep on. Keep on, keep on, keep on, keep on, come on, keep going, keep going, keep going.
So welcome back, and it's the Monoposto cars, single-seater cars from the UK, and small grid, but they did give us great entertainment yesterday. It's great to have visiting UK classes here. It's something we always like at Mondello Park, and they're a great addition to the ICCR race meetings. There they go. That'll bring back memories for people. If Formula Vauxhall Lotus or Formula Opel Lotus, as they were here, huge class in Ireland, manufacturer-backed and Bridgestone-backed back in the day here, produced some fantastic racing with Michael Edgar, Donald Lockby, Jason Pollock, Derek Kennedy, all those names. And a lot of those guys have karting sons and daughters now. But it was a massive class here for many years. There are two of them on the grid here. Jason Timms will start this one from pole position in the F3 Dallara. Brendan O'Brien alongside. Haven't seen him at Mondello in a while, but he went very well yesterday in the bright orange Leastone 1000. That's the car built locally here, just a few miles from Mondello Park by Paul Heavy's Leastone Cars concern. And it goes very, very well. So it's out there mixing it with F3 cars in this one. David Heavey showing on the grid, but I don't see him out there. I think there was a problem with that car yesterday. That's a shame. Martin Wright, Terry Clark, Nick Calanzaro and Richard Biles. And there is David Heavey. That's Mark Reed behind him, who's driving that same car, I think, in Formula Boss later on. Mark Reed, very quick pilot, but he's doing mechanic today for Dave Heavey, who's back from Canada, son of Paul Heavey, of course, the Leastone boss. Dave was always quick. He'd be enjoying getting a run out at Mondello Park this weekend. So let's hope they can get that car back out on track. They're coming down to the grid now, so lots of various single-seater cars. Great to see them. A lot of people talking about the two Vauxhall Lotus cars and the memories they evoke. In fact, one of them is running the original bodywork, the pre-92, I think it was, bodywork, when the cars ran on carbs, pre-injection in Formula Opel here in Ireland. 5-second board is out, and David Heavey is on the right-hand side. Look at him in the pit lane in the Selco car. Mark Reed standing beside him. He will be allowed go when they're gone by, I think. Good start for Brendan O'Brien, but he gets a little bit sighted. Look at the black marks O'Brien leaves on the Mondello Park tarmac as he blasted away there, desperately trying to get on terms with Jason Timms as they go down to turn one. And it's Martin Wright, Terry Clark, Nick Catanzaro and Richard Biles. And then we're watching out for the white Leastone. There it is, top of the screen already. Watch out for Dave Heavey in the Selco car and a big charge here. But this is what's happening up front. Brendan O'Brien using his local knowledge down through the fast first apex of turn 3 to try and close down the UK visitor. Gets into the apex a little bit tighter, gets on the power in the back, moving around. He's on a big charge here, Brendan O'Brien, the Irish driver, closes in for the lead again as they come down into the long left-hander. He's a little bit wide, certainly no shortage of commitment. There never was with Brendan. He's always good to watch, and he's right under the back wing of that F3 car now. Both bike-powered, these cars, as they head up the hill towards Lola Corner. I think he's gone down the inside out of our view. He's taken the lead, but he's gone wide, and they're side by side again on the exit. That was a great move, but just carried a little bit too much speed in. And I think that's a Hayabusa powered F3 car. And O'Brien goes back at him on the brakes again. I thought he was going to make contact there. He closed him right down on the brakes. They're both right on the edge on the opening lap on cold tyres here. Looks like a qualifying lap from both of these. They've left everybody behind already, weaving and bobbing around now as they come up through Bahrain's bends for the first time. Through the left, through the right. Brendan O'Brien showing his Mondello experience there, a little bit tidier through the first bit. He'll see is so much quicker through the second bit of Bahrain's bends. They're both wide there through that long left-hander, then the short straight to Nordic Spirit corner. Up over that inside curb. Looks like O'Brien's got the pace here. I thought it was just an early race charge. He looks very good at defending heavily. There is Jason Timms in the Timms transport car. But he leads and leads well. He gets out of shape now as he gets on the power. They're pushing so hard, these front two. Tim's looking in the mirror there as he goes across the start-finish line. O'Brien's right. Well, look at Dave Heavey. Is that Dave Heavey in the battle for third place? All the way from the pit lane, not even the back of the grid. I think it is. Watch this as they come towards us. It is. It's Dave Heavey having a look down the inside. Oh, he's all locked up and he takes fourth place. Thank you very much. Dave Heavey is absolutely flying. So it's a good day for Leastone so far, isn't it? Brendan O'Brien in third, but Dave Heavey's up to fourth place, I should say. Brendan O'Brien in second. Apologies. So the Selco car going really well, and Dave Heavey will be absolutely loving this. That's Terry Clark he's charging down to now. Oh, he gets a great run up out of turn 3 again. Local knowledge for some of the drivers here. Some of these corners can be a little bit tricky, and not for Dave Heavey as he slices down the inside and takes third place now. And still Brendan O'Brien powering applying the pressure on Jason Timms, with Timms driving beautifully out front. So for a small grid, it's given us plenty of entertainment, this one. It's a long race though, 20-minute race. Tim's beginning to get away, perhaps out front, but Brendan O'Brien comes back at him out of the sun from way back on the brakes, almost gets right up to the back wing of Tim's F3 Dallara. Up the hill now towards Brains Bends again. This is where Tim's was a little bit wide through the first bit. Yeah, same again. Brendan O'Brien should be quicker through the second bit. He takes a bit of curb and closes right up again. There you go. On the brakes into the long left-hander. O'Brien looking for a late apex there to get the run on the way out. That's the key to that corner. It goes on and on and on. If you turn in too early, you'll be very slow on the way out. They're both going very quick. Look at Dave Heavey though. He's not that far behind them. We'll watch the lap times as they go by. And again, very defensive there is Timms. Probably doesn't have to do that when he's 3 or 4 lengths. That said, we saw what Brendan O'Brien was like on the brakes down into 7A and B. So maybe he does need to do that. They go by and the gap a little bit bigger. It's gone out to over a second for the first time now. Fastest lap to Jason Timms, 1:44.408. 4 tenths slower is second place man. Still very little in it as they go through Campion Corner and down towards turn 3. Well, David Heavey 44.6, so he's 2 tenths quicker than O'Brien and just a tenth slower than the leader. You can see him in the background there. He's coming into turn 3 as they lead it. The leader now beginning to ease away. I think Jason Timms getting used to Mondello Park perhaps. Dave Heavey still looking like he's trying very, very hard there on the way out onto the international loop. These little, well, I wouldn't call them homemade because a lot of good engineering goes into them, but these little locally made Leastones are doing themselves proud. It's a Dallara F3 car ahead and not by much down at turn 7B. Again, Brendan O'Brien on the international loop closes him right down through Brains Bends. He was right with him here the last time, and he is again this time. The orange Leastone closing the Dallara right down on the brakes. Through the long left-hander, up through the gears now. And through Paddock Corner. This is going to be a quicker lap, I feel, for Brendan O'Brien. As he goes high and wide. Yeah, he gets to run through the corner and comes out nicely. Again, the car squirming around a little bit, looking for grip. And he's staying right in the slipstream as they go by us. 44.4 was the fastest. 43.8 for Brendan O'Brien. There you go. 43.8 for Brendan O'Brien. What about Dave Heavey? 43.9, so they're both quicker than the leader. So Brendan O'Brien has closed the leader right down, and David Heavey is still inching towards him, 6 seconds back now. But fastest lap is to Brendan O'Brien for Leastone Racing, 1:43.800. And again he closes in on the brakes. Brendan O'Brien having a real go here. He's not giving up. Almost gets up the inside there. He really is beginning to give Jason Timms the work over now. Thought he was going to have it done there, looking for that inside traction. We've seen it clips that inside curve. That's not so good for these cars. But he's trying so hard. He just doesn't want to let him get away in the plate. Heavey's lap time 54.6 last time round. Brendan O'Brien 59.6. Jason Timms 2 minutes 3.035. So just way quicker than anybody else in these conditions. David Heavey, if he can keep it on the island now, it's looking very good for him. Fastest lap, that's an old fastest lap. It's still standing, but certainly when the wet weather came down, David Heavey's way quicker than anybody else. You can see it there. Look at him driving off turn 3 and up towards the S's. He's on holidays from Canada, Dave Heavey. He's married and lives in Canada these days, and back for a quick spin round Mondello Park, and he will be absolutely delighted with this, as indeed with Paul Heavey. They worked hard on these cars in terms of development, and they raced them in the UK in the Monoposto class quite a lot, and they've given a step up to a lot of young drivers. Paul Heavey very good for giving young drivers a little bit of help. Max Hart raced these cars before he went on to TCR, and even in recent weeks Roisin Sweeney, a karting champion, had a spin in one of Paul's cars in Kyrgyzstan. Oh, a lot of standing water now. That'll be a little bit difficult on slick tyres for any of them. Oh, I thought for a moment there I thought he was struggling to get it stopped, but actually got right into the apex, and not a problem, and around goes Brendan O'Brien. Needs to get it back going quickly if it's going to be at least on 1-2, and he does exactly that, down into first gear, doesn't get too excited. Very easy to spin again on the grass when you're recovering, especially on slick racing tyres. There is no grip out there now for these guys. Rain is still driving down. That's Catanzaro in the original bodywork Vauxhall Lotus. Beautifully turned out car, absolutely beautiful. A lot of people looking at that car in the paddock this weekend. So Dave Heavey all the way from the back, well, not even from the back, from the pit lane. Slippery surface flag being shown. I'm sure he's aware, but it's definitely going to be very greasy out there now. 9 minutes still to run in this one. I wonder, will they consider cutting it short? Unlikely, but it's definitely going to be really difficult on slick racing tyres in that weather. Great sound effects as he blasts by the tower here at Mondello Park, Dave Heavey. There's Brendan O'Brien, recovered from that spin and still way in front of anybody else. So Timms has dropped right back. Tim's F3 car looking like a real handful in these wet conditions as he comes out of the final corner there, but nothing stopping Dave Heavey. Yeah, Tim's time's way out, 2:25 that time around. That's 23 seconds slower than Dave Heavey is going. Dave Heavey 11 seconds quicker than Brendan O'Brien, but O'Brien had a spin on that lap. That's not really indicative of his pace. Heavey now down through the S's using his head. No heroics, he's done them already. Up to the lead, 8 minutes to go. Probably 3 laps. Dave Heavey looking quite comfortable there. Terry Clark has come into the pits. That's put Martin right up to 4th place. Catanzaro is leading the classic class. There's an M1000 class which Dave Heavey is leading, an M1400cc class motorbike engine. Jason Timms in 3rd place leading that. 32 rejoining though. Terry Clark, just a quick pit stop. Hopefully they've sorted the problem and he gets back out on track. But David Heavey for Selco Hygiene Supplies, sponsor of the Formula V Championship as well, Max Hart's family. This is Catanzaro in the Formula Vauxhall. It's hard not to call it a Formula Opel, which is what they were here for many years. It looks like Heavey's going to put a lap on him, and Heavey's car moving around a lot under him. Here he comes again, up to Southside. Right out to that exit curb. Stays off the curb, just out to the white line. You can hear him going by here, short shifting just a little bit. Beginning to mind the car now with 6 minutes to go. Lap time gone out to 2:09. He was doing 1:43s in the dry. That'll show you how wet it is here at Mondello Park. So just gingerly going through Campion Corner, named after John Campion, of course, who helped so many Irish drivers. Dave Heavey down through the double apex. Be very easy, just catch the back wheels here in a downshift. But he's very experienced. Cut his teeth in V's, of course, before moving into these motorbike engine cars. That's Catanzaro in front. There's no heroics from Dave. He'll wait till he get a run on him up the hill. That's exactly what he does. Not much in it in a straight line, actually. Plenty of power in the in that 2-litre Vauxhall engine, red top. Heavey through Lola corner again. 5.5 minutes to run now. He's way quicker than anybody else. Round a lap. So Dave Heavey still leading this one from a pit lane start. He'd be praying that everything holds together and there's no drama, but no problem at all so far. The car absolutely screaming. Sounds fantastic going by us. But Dave controlled this well. You can see his case going quite gingerly. He's probably driving at about 8/10 here. Short shifting on the main straight, not getting the car out of shape, which is crucial either on the way in or out of the corner. But the massive gap has gone out now to 2:13 that time round. We'll see what O'Brien does. Not really relevant because he's driven away. There's Mick Keogh with the car open in the paddock. You can see him there on the live stream. He'll be planning and plotting for the next race where he starts the Zetecs race from pole position later on this afternoon. But none of this bothering Dave Heavey in the Works Leastone car. Paul Heavey, former gearbox karter, and then started racing V's, I think in the late 80s. Was very quick in a Shane chassis. He decided to build his own chassis in 1993. Came out with the Leastone JH001, JH for, I think Jack Heavey was his father, and that's where the JH came from. And then Ray Moore changed from Shane to Leastone and got loads of wins. Dave Heavey moving around there. Is that him shaking the car left to right, or was that a traction issue? But Ray Moore and Paul Heavey went travelling and won British Formula V championships, Irish Formula V championships, and really established the name. Is Dave Heavey going a bit slowly there? Is that just me? Let's hope not. We'd love to see him get a win here. He hasn't made any mistakes at all. No, he looks okay. Heading down towards 7A and B. His gap was 18.6 seconds to Brendan O'Brien. That's incredible considering he started from the pit lane. What a drive. Heavey, O'Brien, Timms still the order. Just 3 minutes to go. So he will be starting his last lap when he gets to us. So Bahrain's Bend for the penultimate time. Oh, and a big armful of opposite lock. He hasn't been doing that. Oh, it's not getting any wetter, I don't think. The rain appears to have stopped. I can't tell on the international loop, but certainly from what I can see here in commentary, it's eased off here and it's gone a little bit brighter. It's stopped. But it was a big sideways moment for him there. 62, of course, has always been Dave Heavey's number. Even in Formula V, was always number 62. I'm not sure what the significance is. I must find out. Here he comes up to the final corner. Yeah, no problems for him. Right out to the edge of the track, but stays off the curb. 2 minutes 17 to go as he crossed the line, and he did a 2:12. So if he backs off, well, there's no radio contact, but if he backs off, this is his final lap. But if he does another 2:12, he's got another full lap to do after that, because it's done on time. When the clock goes to zero, the next time the leader crosses the line. 2:12.4. Brendan O'Brien a lot quicker. 2:09.7 that time round. It is getting drier out there, and he's brought the gap back down to 15.9 seconds, but he's not going to bring that back in a lap or two. Jason Timms, see him coming out onto the main straight off shot, but that's looks very, very uncomfortable in wet conditions, that Formula 3 Delara. Here's Heavey again, down towards us. So 39 seconds to go. This will be interesting. It's going to be touch and go. He should almost pull up on the start. Well, I wouldn't suggest that, but he should almost pull up on the start finish line, save himself the lap. But he will see the lap counter when he comes out. There's a new digital display on the start finish gantry here at Mondello Park, one of the many recent upgrades at Mondello Park. You'll see that he's moving around there. That's him shaking the car around. That's not a traction issue. Wonder, is he running low on fuel or something? There's definitely a little bit of drama in the cockpit. Here he comes. He's slowing right down. Let's hope that's for the to make the. He is. He's waiting for it to go to zero. This is good stuff. But here comes O'Brien behind him on a big charge. This could go wrong. Oh, well, he timed that well, didn't he? It's at least on 1-2 at Mondello Park. Absolutely fantastic. I see Paul Heavey laughing in the pit lane. He's got his head in his hands down there. We can almost see him on camera. Paul Heavey is leaning over the barrier now at the very end of the pit wall here and getting patted on the back from everyone. There's a checkered flag for Monopostos. David Heavey takes the win. 1.8 seconds to gap with the flag. Brendan O'Brien nearly stole it from Jason Timms, Martin Wright, Terry Clark, Nick Catanzaro and Richard Biles. So great stuff from Monoposto, the Monoposto Racing Club. That's their second race of the weekend, and for a small grid, didn't they give us entertainment? And absolutely wonderful to see, from our point of view, to see a home win. I don't think it would have been quite so easy. Well, Jason Timms would have been under pressure, but he was driving superbly until the rain came, and then the Leastones were just head and shoulders above the rest, as indeed were the two drivers. But David Heavey using all his engineering head to work out the fact that he didn't want to do an extra lap, but he didn't want to give the win away to Brendan O'Brien. So heart-stopping moment. And well done to all the Leastone team for so much hard work on those cars. So the cars all coming through Park Ferme there. Paul Heavey and I think is that Mary with him? No, it's not. That's Lorraine from Selco that's with him. There'll be lots of celebrations tonight. What a day for Leastone Racing. 1-2 and a great excitement at the finish. I thought that race might have gone a little bit stretched out. Absolutely not. Dave Heavey and Brendan O'Brien giving us all the entertainment. And they take the M1000 first and second. M1400 first home is Jason Timms. And Jason drove well. That car looked like a little bit handful when the rain came down. Martin Wright is second in M1400. Terry Clark takes M2000. And Nick Catanzaro takes Classic from Richard Biles. So great stuff from the Monoposto Racing Club. I hope they enjoyed their time here at Mondello Park, and we'll hope to welcome them back here again in the future. Next up in a few minutes' time will be the Alloy Repair Centre Fiesta ST Championship.
Square left onto the out. Yeah, that's good. Good drive. Keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Rev it up, rev it up. Go there. Go, go, go. One right, immediately followed by a 5 right. Keep it left, keep it left, keep it left. Come on, come on, keep on, keep on. Keep on, keep on, keep on. Come on, come on, keep going, keep going, keep going.
So here we are back at Mondello Park for the Infinite Energy ICCR, and it's the Alloy Repair Centre Fiesta ST Championship, new sponsor at Mondello Park this year, West Dublin based. The Crash Repair Centre, Accident Repair Centre I should say, and Alloy Repair Centre, sister companies, but the Alloy Repair Centre in Cookstown Industrial Estate are sponsoring the Fiesta ST class. And starting on pole position will be the championship leader Ross Barnes. Alongside him, Michael Cullen. Ross Barnes took it on a drying trap with a last lap cracker, 2:04.9. Michael Cullen for the Beacon Hospital on an LOH Motorsport on the outside the front row. Then Roy White, the rally man. If it rains, watch out for him. It's not raining at the moment just yet. And Victor Cullen, who had a victory recently at Brands Hatch in pre-66 historic touring cars. Then Darragh McMullen and Brendan Fitzgerald, they were towing each other around in qualifying this morning. Then Bobby Turley, who would prefer to be a little bit further forward. Tim McQuaid, who took a cracking win last year here. It was raining heavily at the start of qualifying and Tim was on provisional pole, so another rainmeister. Way to go, Keane O'Brien, Grimes Jr., Ferrara and John Olive. And away they go down towards turn one, and Barnes gets the better start. Michael Cullen tucks in behind him. So it is Barnes in the Barnes Auto House car, and he laid on the brakes there. Cullen right with him. Victor trying to get around the outside of Roy White. McMullen in the mix too. They are all clear through the final corner. Charlie McKillen, brand new driver in the yellow car right at the back, his first race. Son of Max McKillen, well-known motorsport name. but it is Ross Barnes out front from Michael Cullen. Roy White from Murray Motorsport in third place. McMullen's got down the inside of Victor Cullen, and Fitzgerald going to have a go as well, and he does. So Victor Cullen back 2 places. So McMullen and Fitzgerald, I said they were towing each other around in qualifying. They're doing the same in the race. They're coming up like a train down the inside of Victor Cullen. Very hard to get back into that inside line at turn 3 if you're wrong-footed. And in fact, Keane O'Brien having a look. We're live on board with Michael Cullen out the back window. That's Roy White. Cullen gets a slightly better drive. This is up the hill now, 2nd gear, 3rd gear. Don't know if they get to 4th or not before Lola corner, but Cullen's right, really having a go at Ross Barnes there. Actually, we saw that he got a good drive off the corner, but look at this, and he's trying to get up the inside now. Michael Cullen knows every trick here at Mondello Park. He's racing here since 1984. He's won countless championships, and he is all over the back of Ross Barnes. Barnes knows it, goes to the inside to defend. Cullen's car hopping and skipping a little bit. Maybe it's cold rear tires. Look at McMullen, late on the brakes and into the back bumper of Roy White, and again twice he's hit Roy White, 7A and 7B, and Roy White hangs on to it. No surprise there. He's a rally man. He doesn't mind getting out of shape. Fitzgerald now gets alongside McMullen on the way up to Bahrain's Benz. Cedes the position. Victor Cullen getting a grandstand view of this, and Turley on the move as well. He was right at the front last time out. Then Tim McQuaid, Trevor Ferrara, that beautifully prepared car. It is Barnes and Cullen beginning to ease away just a little bit. I think that will have upset Roy White's car down at 7A and B, and probably cost them all a little bit of time coming up the hill out of that one. Fitzgerald, a welcome returnee to the class, is racing minis in the UK for the last few years. Raced ztech before. McMullen looking for a lunge up the inside. Oh, beautiful move this time, down the inside of Roy White. And somebody gets around, that's Turley into Fitzgerald, and they're in the gravel. Turley was up the inside, Fitzgerald tangled. Marcus Hayes is there too in the yellow H car, the John Hayes cars machine. I want to get Turley reverse out. They should both be able to get going there, surely. They're trying to. They are. Turley has reversed out of it. Rescue unit is hovering up there. I can see out of camera shot. Well, Turley's got going. Fitzgerald's got the door open. That will probably be a safety car at the very least. Yeah, it's going to be, look at that for work from the rescue crew. They're there almost immediately. Out front, Cullen still trying to have a go. Ross Barnes, great pace this year, great composure. He's in the ex-Graham McDonald car, and he says he finds it a lot more stable than the car he ran himself. Graham McDonald won the championship in this car, and as soon as Ross stepped into it, he's been setting the pace. Great job at qualifying this morning. And if you're beating Michael Cullen, you're doing something right. Cullen looking like he's not going to give it up without a fight. He's had a terrible start to the year in these Fiesta STs. And I know how thorough LOH Motorsport are. They have had that car every nut and bolt apart. There was a braking issue with the car and a few other bits. And he had the car down here recently, just shaking it down, and declared himself happy. So they're both taking a very wide line through there. In fact, everybody is. Roy White, Victor Cullen, Tim McQuaid started to go well. Watch out for him. He's did a bit of rallying before, but he's new to us in racing. And it rained the last race meeting here, and he won in these Fiesta STs, impressing everybody. Well known in the motor trade, of course, Tim McQuaid. Then it's Keane O'Brien, a little bit further back than we'd expect him to be. Keane, really quick driver. He's the Kyrgyzstan R50 mini champion, and he's been up the front. He led this championship last year for a while before Michael Cullen won it. And I think Barnes in certain parts of the track is easing away from Michael Cullen, and his car looking more composed. Michael Cullen's car is maybe a little bit taily, or just doesn't look quite as comfortable. But I think they're quicker in different parts of the track. Certainly the Beacon Hospital car is closing that gap back down again now. We'll watch the lap times when they go by. It's Barnes from Cullen, from McMullen in third place, then Roy White. Yeah, Cullen's car looks a little just bouncy on the brakes, doesn't it? Up there, it doesn't seem to be slowing him down much, but it doesn't look that comfortable. Out onto the main straight now, second gear, third gear, getting up to quite a speed as they go by us. We'll watch that as well on the speed trap. Ross Barnes slightly quicker, but only by 1 kilometre an hour, 130.7. Tim McQuaid, 131.3. Fastest so far through there. Still the same out front, 10 minutes to run in this one, 15-minute race. Ross Barnes, the Barnes Auto House car. Ratgar based performance car dealership. Cullen trying to close him down. They have this thing that the drivers refer to as the ST hops. The cars can start to hop and bounce if you go in too hard into a corner, and it's something the drivers didn't like. So this year the regulations were changed slightly to an upgraded front shock absorber, which hasn't completely eradicated, but it's made a huge difference, and the car's apparently nicer to drive. So we are missing Bobby Turley still going. He is, but he's going to need a safety car or something to get himself back up there. Fitzgerald is going as well. very slowly on the main straight for some reason. Barnes still begins to inch away there. There's Fitzgerald. Not sure what's up, but he's certainly going very, very slowly. To the right of Brains on the left. Fastest lap is to Barnes. 2/10 faster than Michael Cullen. And Victor Cullen with a little bit of damage there. And in fact, he's dropping back into the clutches of his teammate, Tim McQuaid. Ross Barnes' fastest lap last time round, 2:04.8. Oh, Michael Cullen on the attack, isn't he? Right up onto two wheels through Nordic Spirit. Paddock corner, launches the car over the curbs and gets the gap right down again as they come up to Southside Motor Factory's corner. The gap was 0.6 last time round. It's not much different this time. He's probably a little bit closer. McMullen's still there in third place. 0.5, it's not like I could tell. A 10th closer this time round. Michael Cullen gets fastest lap, 2:04.185. Just the first two in the 2:04s, nobody else. Tyrone McMullen briefly dropping down the order, but he is still in third place. He's back up there now. Might have been a transponder issue as he went by, but he's still in third place after that great move into Southside down the inside of Roy White. Barnes wide, doesn't get to the apex. Ross Barnes, Michael Cullen can smell a bit of blood here. Whatever happened there, the car just understeered a little bit wide in the second apex. That'll affect the speed all the way to the S's, and Michael Cullen right with him. Cullen's car is definitely hopping and bouncing on the brakes more so than Barnes' car as they go through the long left-hander. Some of them grab second, some of them go through there in third gear. Cullen looking very quick now, and he's beginning to move around as only Michael Cullen can in the rear view mirrors of Ross Barnes. The camera guys asked me, will we put the camera facing forward or backward in Michael Cullen's car? And I said, oh, backwards. Absolutely useless. I should have said forwards, because this is a good dice now. Cullen closing him right down at certain parts of the track, down towards 7A. But again, they're both as late as they could be on the brakes. They're both clearly quicker than anybody else at this stage of the race. Through 7A, Michael Cullen clips the inside curb. 7B goes right over it. But Barnes is quicker through those corners. It just opens the gap a little bit. McMullen not really being dropped. He did a 5-1 last time round, which is a full second slower than Michael Cullen, but doesn't look visually, he looks as close as he was. Maybe this is a quick lap for McMullen. And again, Michael Cullen closing Barnes down on the brakes. Turns in earlier. Barnes gets a late apex. And they're pretty equal on the run out. These cars, 2-litre engines, about 160 brake horsepower. You can buy one of these cars for somewhere between 8 and 10,000 euro. They don't seem to depreciate. They've been that kind of price for a couple of years. They're a lot quicker than the ZTECs, and a lot of really quick drivers. There's Fitzgerald talking to John Rock. A lot of gesticulation there. He's got going again though, as the leaders go by. Cullen looked like he was going to have a big one down the inside there, but Ross Barnes saw it. And again, Cullen's car is definitely bouncing around. Visually, if you can see it on the TV, it's got to be pretty severe. So it's Barnes, Cullen, McMullen, Roy White, Victor Cullen, Tim McQuaid, Keane O'Brien, Chris Grimes Jr., John Aliff, the former Carter, going nicely. He's inside the top 10. He's built a brand new car this year, really happy with the build, but he can't get the car dialed in. He was telling me he would nearly go back to his old car at the last race, but he's quite frustrated by it because he's pretty quick, and he's just inside the top 10. Then it's Laverick Charlie McKillen next up, the newcomer, almost inside the top 10. He's 11th. Then Marcus Hayes, Chris Grimes Sr., Bobby Turley and Brendan Fitzgerald. Turley still on the lead lap. Brendan Fitzgerald did a pit stop there, so that's dropped him back just a little bit. It's good stuff from Charlie McKillen in 11th. He's ahead of Marcus Hayes, Chris Grimes Sr. So for his first ever race, we'll see him at some stage. The yellow car right again at the back. Cullen is getting that run through Lola corner again, trying to carry as much speed as he can down there. 5 minutes to go in this one. Every time we think Barnes is easing away, Cullen comes right back at him. Interesting that Cullen's taking more curb than Barnes at the second bit of 7B, and in fact taking a bite out of the first curb too, and Barnes gets away by a length or two every time at 7A and B. It's costing him time and again. Cullen ramping it over that inside curb on the right. They're both taking a lot of curb on the left for Ainsbens. That's what that costs Cullen a lot of time. Look at him trying to take it back on the brakes. He does get in closer on the brakes, but 7A and B are where he's losing out there as they come back towards the main arena through Nordic Spirit corner. That's Fitzgerald has rejoined right into the middle of the pack there for about, he's a lap down, but that's the pack that are about 10th, 9th and 10th place. So it's Groundhog Day up front, isn't it? There's no difference at all as they go by us. Look at Barnes just keeping an eye in the mirror. You'd have to do that if Michael Cullen was behind you. Ross Barnes really coming of age this year on the circuits. He's going very well, and as we said, he is leading the championship. Still in the 204s, both of them, the only cars in the 204s. McMullen still in third. Tim McQuaid has got by Victor Cullen, so swap around for the LOH teammates. So that's McQuaid up to 5th place. Victor Cullen down to 6th. Remember, 6th place will give you pole position for race 2. Victor will be doing all the permutations and combinations inside the car, so he could start the next one from pole. We'll see in a few minutes' time, because there's just 3 minutes 40 to go. You can have no doubt that Michael Cullen will know exactly where he's quicker and where he's slower, and he'll be working on that now. So he really is beginning to move around, trying to get Barnes to defend. He probably needs a mistake to get alongside. He had a look here earlier on. He's not trying to get up the inside now. He's letting the car run right to the outside. This is where Barnes has been slightly quicker through here. Cullen goes right up onto the inside curb at 7A. He doesn't at this time. Stays off it. That's interesting. Maybe he didn't lose as much that time round. If that's the case, he's going to be very close on the brakes into the next corner. Again, his car's moving around a lot on the brakes. You know, Barnes has got that 2 lengths again. 3 minutes to go. 2:52 to be precise. 3rd gear through here. Slight lift or a dab of the brakes. Back on the power again, up over that inside curb. At Nordic Spirit. That's John Elliff and Fitzgerald there. So they'll be starting their penultimate lap now by my calculations. Tim McQuaid looks like he might be on a charge here. We watch his lap times. Yeah, he is. He's in the 4s. He's done a 4.3. He's faster than everybody. Tim McQuaid is faster than Ross Barnes and faster than Michael Cullen on that lap. And they haven't been holding each other up. So Tim McQuaid getting the head down. He's got by Victor Cullen, and he's pulled away by 2 seconds already. And he's chasing down Roy White now. And he's 1.4 quicker than Roy White last time round. Roy White in 4th place. Barnes right out to the exit curb. Cullen with them now. 1 minute 36 to go. I think they will get another one after this. So the only 3 cars that have dipped into the 204s are Barnes, Cullen and Tim McQuaid. Barnes is beginning to get away now. That's as big as we've seen this lead. And we know how strong Barnes is through 7A and B. Cullen takes a big run at him on the brakes there. They come back towards us again. On the brakes for Bahrain's Benz through the right and then the left. Cullen's car beginning to push on a little bit. Just easier to see because of the gold wheels. I'm sure they're all starting to understeer a little bit, but you can see the actual angle of the wheel there as he turned into Bahrain's Benz. And again, the car hopping at the apex of that turn 1. I have a feeling they'll be twiddling with that car in LOH Motorsport before race 2. Barnes, Cullen, McMullen, White and McQuaid. And Michael Cullen off right out to the edge and right out onto the rumble strip on the outside, but doesn't cost him any time. And again, the car's dancing around on the brakes quite a lot into the final corner. He seems quite happy with it though. It doesn't cost. That's been a really strong couple of corners. The gap is closed right down again. This is the final lap. So about 3 kilometers to go, or 3.5 depending on who you talk to. But certainly it's a long lap, but it's the last lap, and Barnes closes the door early there as Michael Cullen gets right up to the back tailgate of the Barnes Auto House car. So final lap now, it's Barnes, Cullen, White. Tim McQuaid has dropped back 2 places on that one, out of our shot. 7th place now, 3 places. So Victor Cullen and Keane O'Brien got by him, down 2 places. Tim McQuaid went out to 2:10 that lap, so obviously a problem out there somewhere. Maybe put a wheel off because he was chasing down Roy White for 4th, but that's dropped him right back. Oh, and that's put Victor Cullen up to 5th, so it will cost him the pole for the next race. Cian O'Brien is now the one in the golden chair for race 2. Here's Cian O'Brien in the Pro Tune car. Tim McQuaid right with him now. For McQuaid to get by Cian O'Brien, he'll get pole for race 2. And that would be a bit of a worry for the rest of them, because we know Tim McQuaid has pace. Cian O'Brien, I think, still working on the car, trying to get back the pace he had last year. We know how quick Cian is, but he just hasn't been showing that pace we saw from him last year just yet. I'm sure we will. So this is it, last lap. Michael Cullen on a big charge for Luke O'Hara Motorsport and the Beacon. But the Barnes Autohouse car not putting a foot wrong. And it's big pressure for Ross Barnes. Got one of the top saloon car racers in Ireland breathing down your neck for 15 minutes on the international track. But he hasn't put a wheel wrong, hasn't locked a wheel, hasn't got out of shape. Just as I say it, he gets a little bit bouncy. Oh, he's right out to the edge of the track there, but no problem. Oh, Cullen right with him. Cullen gets the hops there as he turns in. Michael Cullen's car is not that stable out there. I think it's fair to say it's bouncing around a lot. He seems to be managing it and has plenty of pace, but it doesn't look comfortable. Through Paddock or Nordic for the last time. Michael Cullen looking for a go down the inside. Barnes taunting him there, leaving the door half open. Cullen goes back to the outside, high and wide. This was his party trick on RPM years ago in the Unos. Doesn't get it done though, contained beautifully by Barnes. And he comes down to take the checkered flag. Great stuff from Barnes. That's his 2nd win of the year. Michael Cullen right with him. And it's McMullen in 3rd, Roy White in 4th. Victor Cullen in 5th. And pole position for race 2 will be Cian O'Brien, 5.55 just about. And the difference in that place means that Tim McQuaid, no, somebody's dropped back. It's actually going to be McQuaid. No, sorry, that's McMullen's transponder. Must be playing up again. Apologies for that. He disappeared there, and it was showing Tim McQuaid as 6th. So Cian O'Brien will start the next race from pole because he finished 6th. And right on his bumper was Tim McQuaid, and he'll start the next race 7th. So it's quite the difference. But that was a great race. So there's the result. Ross Barnes takes the win. Great drive from him. Michael Cullen, very close 2nd place. Then Darragh McMullen in 3rd. Roy White in 4th. Victor Cullen in 5th. And the prized 6th place goes to Cian O'Brien, which means he will start the 2nd Alloy Repair Centre Fiesta ST race from pole position later on this afternoon. Tim McQuaid next up from Chris Grimes Jr., John Elliff and Wayne Laverick. Then it's Charlie McKillen. Great first race for Charlie McKillen. Then Marcus Hayes, Chris Grimes Sr., Bobby Turley and Brendan Fitzgerald. A lap down. Trevor Farrar went missing halfway through that one, unfortunately. Hopefully we'll see them all back out for race 2. So that's the morning's racing out of the way. So we'll have a quick commercial break and then we'll go on lunch, and we will be back live from Mondello Park for the Infinite Energy ICCR at 1:40. So go and get your lunch, open your sandwiches, do whatever you want to do, and we'll see you back live from Mondello Park at 1:40.
Square left onto loose. Yeah, that's good. Good drive. Keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Rev it up, rev it up. George, go, go, go. One right, immediately followed by a 5 right. Keep it left, keep it left, keep it left. Come on, keep on, keep on, keep on. Keep on, keep on, keep on. Come on, come on, keep going, keep going, keep going.